Everybody, how you guys doing tonight? You have to forgive me. I got a little bit of a cold, so forgive me. Pay my palate a little bit every now and again. It's good to be with you here tonight, though, and this is just raining my off. Can you hear me out there? All right, good talk. We're all right. I happen to have the honor, the pleasure, and the privilege of coaching the middle school boys team here at Covenant Christian Academy. And I say it's an honor and a privilege because these boys bless me every single day. They are a blessing. And it's been an incredible year. Tonight I have the privilege of just telling you a little bit about some of the guys and the season that we've had. It's been an incredible season. We had a phenomenal record. But the record didn't even speak to the real accomplishment, which was our growth together as a team, as brothers and as men. And I'm just so proud of each and every one of these young men. And I want to tell you a little bit about each one of them. Gentlemen, when I call your name, you can feel free to come on up and then stand on the platform. Just crowd it up, knock some plants over. It's all good, okay? First young man I want to talk to you tonight about is Hunter Burton. Hunter is a leader. This year he was elected to be one of the captains of our team, and he did an incredible job. He exemplified what it means to never quit. He never gave up and showed in every practice and every game just what it means to work hard. You know, our season was exemplified in two areas: honoring God with how we play and having fun. And Hunter honored God in every single second and every single bit of effort that he gave out in that season. Why don't you give it up for Hunter? He played the best 15 minutes I've ever seen of someone playing his position at his age. And then he broke his wrist. And then, the next week, he played the game. David wouldn't stop for anything. He had a hunger and a passion for the game. I taught him a position that he hadn't really played too much of before, but he mastered it. And I'm just so proud of him. A great season. This young player my very best friend. That's right. I'm talking about Nicholas Murray. I call Nick my best friend because there were days and times where I seemed to especially pinpoint his play and what he was doing. And he'd say, "Coach, you're my best friend." Whatever I asked him to do. You know, there were times where we needed someone to fill in at right back. And Nick is a midfielder. He's the definition of a midfielder, up and down the field. But when I asked him to step into that role and gave him the freedom to move up the pitch and back and use his own discretion, he did it perfectly. He stepped in without a single complaint, played perfectly all season. We love and appreciate you, Nick. Thank you. His nickname was the Stomper. I'm talking about Tate Ostrowski. He is incredibly talented at the game of football. We call football, soccer. He was our starting goalie this season as well as a forward. And soccer was just amazing out on the pitch. His one thing that he knew how to do from the beginning of the season all the way through was to forget his water bottle and practice his word game. But sometimes he would play a whole game and he'd be like, Coach, I don't even need it. I don't even need it. He had the energy, the attack, the ferocity, and just the incredible relationship and sportsmanship that we've come to appreciate as community. God bless you, Terry. Thank you. This next young man had a late start to the season. He actually joined our team later in the season, but jumped right in and became a part of the team immediately. Immediately embraced his brothers and his teammates and had a phenomenal season. I'm talking about Isaac Wamushi. Is Isaac here now? We'll give it up for him. This next young man, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about him before I tell you who he is. He came into the season and he was excited in anticipation and ready to play, but he didn't necessarily know where he would fit in on the field. And he asked me specifically to show him, and we gave him a position, we gave him a place. But this young man excelled at that position. Where in any area that was an area that needed improvement at the beginning of the season, by the end of the season, he was working fluently and perfectly within our system. And this young man was Joao Ronaldo. This next young man came in with some big shoes to fill. He came into the season having had his older brother play for me the season before. But when I tell you he exceeded every expectation and even anything that could have been a shadow, he blew it out of the water. This young man, his heart, his passion for the game, and his intensity, oh my goodness. If I could have half the intensity of this young man, life would be better. I'm talking about Holy BRIGHAM. A young man who can play anywhere on the field. Anywhere on the field. Anywhere that we ask him to. And listen, in terms of an attitude, you'll never find someone with a more humble, gentle spirit, yet a competitive and sportsmanlike edge. I've never met anyone like him. I'm talking tonight about Samuel Cabal. Samuel. Is something of a phenom, is how I would describe him. Coming into the season, his mother instructed me and informed me that he had some health struggles. He struggled with asthma, and that I needed to be wary of that and keep an eye on him. And I kind of did, but sometimes I just kind of pushed him. But nobody pushed him like he pushed himself to go further, to do more. I learned about 3 games into the season in a scrimmage versus our girls' middle school team. Coach Kaiser pointed out to me that this young man also played goalie. And I wasn't even aware of it. He's got the reflexes of a cat. It's crazy. I'm talking tonight about Kyle Long. The final 3, this one, here we go, boom, yes. This next young man also had a nickname on our team this season. You see, he was our top goal scorer for the season. Now, not by much, there were 3 young men battling for the top goal scorer position, but this young man especially excelled at it, had a nose for the goal, a knack for attacking and playing within the game. He had a phenomenal season. He was an encouragement to me and blessed me in all that he learned and all that he applied in what he was learning on the field. We nicknamed him Neymar because of his goal scoring ability. I'm talking about Ariel Lula. These next three young men, I'm not just going to tell you about them, I'm going to explain the awards that I'd like to give to them for the seasons that they've had. The first award is the Coaches Award. And this, specifically this year, is a leadership award. It's being awarded to one of our team captains, a young man who exemplified an incredible attitude on and off the field. Someone who was both a leader in soccer, a leader in respect and honor, and a spiritual leader on our team. This young man can pray like nobody else on our team. And I believe it was his prayers that did sustain us and keep us through an amazing season. I'm talking tonight about Jeremy Banks. This next award is an extremely important one. And it's one that I am so blessed to give tonight. This young man, this award is the Most Improved Player Award. And this season, this young man did something I've never seen before. He came into the season having had an incredible and good season, a solid season the one before. But he came into this season and he knew that he wanted more. First few games, first couple weeks of practice, I recognized that some improvement from his work last season. But there was a moment in our fourth game when he decided to just turn it on. He decided to just be more aggressive, more hungry. I didn't even know he couldn't play the position, but he shifted into central defense and he stopped everything that came near him. He attacked the ball and he showed me something that I didn't even know was possible. He improved by 1,000% because of his hunger, because of his hard work, because of his desire. And I'm proud to award the Most Improved Player Award to Christopher Harris. The final award, this was extremely challenging to select this year. Not because this young man wasn't amazing, it's our most valuable player award, but because we had so many young men on our team who stepped up and had just an incredible season. So many of our young men played phenomenally well anywhere that we asked them to play. But this young man stood above the rest. Not only was he he was our number 2 goal scorer on the team, but he exemplified leadership. He exemplified what it means to be a team player. For the entirety of the season, he controlled the middle of the field, shifting and drawing the back to the front, playing with aggression. It's interesting to me that he was such an effective leader because he does not like to talk at all. The entire season had to say, use your words! But there was a way about this young man, the way in which he played the game that led others to play as well. I'm proud to award the Most Valuable Player Award to our very own captain, Jonathan Jordan.
Sorry, Dad.